Hi friends, welcome to this video lecture. In this edition, we are going to understand in detail about an autobiographical story, Deep Water. This story is written by William Orville Douglas. The author, William Orville Douglas. So let's gather more information about the author. William Orville Douglas was born in 1898 and passed away in 1980. He was born in USA. Douglas was a leading advocate of individual rights. He was a judge at the Supreme Court of USA, retired in 1975 with a term lasting 36 years and remains the longest serving justice in the history of the court. The following excerpt is taken from Of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. So, this is an autobiographical story and it's a very interesting one. So, let's turn to understand the outline story of this autobiographical lesson. The story has been taken from the author's autobiography of Men and Mountains. In this piece of literature, he tells about his fear of water and how he conquered it by determination, confidence, and his willpower. As a child, when he was 3 or 4 years old, so how the things happened in his early childhood and how the things change in relation to the swimming, in concern of swimming skills. Everything is narrated throughout this story. So let's gather more information about the story. The author, William Douglas, narrates his experiences. He was a 10 or 11 years old when he had joined YMCA swimming pool to learn swimming. He did not go to the Yakima River to swim as it was considered dangerous. This shows that he had a prior fear of water. Yakima, a place in Washington, USA, and the river which flows near Yakima. The name of the river, the title of the river is Yakima also. And there in the town, there was a swimming pool, YMCA. So this is a swimming pool where he used to go to learn swimming. And he did not go to Yakima River as it was considered as very dangerous. So overall, this shows that he had a prior fear of water. William's mother would warn him not to go near Yakima River and would discuss the various incidents of a drowning. He felt that the pool at YMCA was a safer. The shallow area of the pool was only 2 or 3 feet deep, while the deep area was a 9 feet in depth. The slope from the shallow area to the deep area was not steep. He also got a pair of water wings to prevent drowning. He did not like to wear the swimming costume which exposed his thin legs, but he was keen to swim. He gave up his self respect and wore it. So he thought that YMCA swimming pool was little safer to him and it was not so dangerous like a river. And even he had a pair of water wings which could help him to prevent from drowning. Even he did not like to wear swimming costume, but when he started when he started attending YMCA swimming pool, so he was very keen to swim and he gave up his self-respect and started wearing those swimming costumes. So this shows that he was a passionate for learning. He had a lot of vigor to learn swimming and to get command over swimming skills. William says that he had always disliked water and recounts an older experience when he was 3 or 4 years old. He went to the beach in California with his father. They stood as a A wave leapt towards them. William stuck to his father to save himself, but the strong wave threw him down and he was covered in water. He was scared as he could not breathe. His father laughed and tried to make him feel comfortable, but the little child was scared when he realized that the waves were so powerful. When William joined the swimming pool at the YMCA swimming pool, the fear of water resurfaced in his mind. He gathered confidence by watching other boys swim and tried to copy them. He had done this twice or thrice at different occasions and had started gaining confidence when the incident happened. He had a narrow escape from death from his end. When William reached the pool, no one was there, and so he sat on the edge waiting for other boys to arrive. He was afraid to swim all alone in the pool. As the swimming pool was empty, William could see the bottom also. He had a white colored, the swimming pool had a white colored tiles on it and looked white and clean like a bathtub. So one day he moved to the YMCA swimming pool and he had intended to learn on his own. So early in the morning, he reached to the swimming pool where no one was there. So he sat on the edge waiting for other boys. He was afraid to swim all alone in the swimming pool. So he had fear to swim alone in the pool. As the swimming pool was empty, no one was there. William could see the bottom also because it had swimming pool had a white and clean okay tiles on it. So it was looking like a bathtub. It had not been long since William had been sitting by the pool when a boy arrived. And after some time, there a boy arrived. He was around 18 years of age, had a well built body with rippling muscles. And then, after some time, a boy appeared there. He was around 18 years of age and he was well built, he was fat, and he had okay good muscles. So, overall, a fatty boy arrived there. He seemed to be a bully. He seemed to be a little okay, a bully boy. He asked William if he wanted to be thrown into the pool, and then the boy picked William and threw him into the deep end of a swimming pool. William landed on the surface of the pool in the same position as he had been sitting in. His mouth was open, and as he did not know swimming, he swallowed water. As he sank into the pool, he was frightened, but he used his intelligence and on his way down the pool planned to push himself up. When he reached the bottom, he thought that he would make a big jump to the to the surface, lie on his back and swim to the edge of the pool. William took a long time to reach the bottom of the pool. It seemed that the depth was a 90 feet instead of a 9 feet. So initially he felt that the okay deeper side of the swimming pool, so it was of 90 feet instead of 9 feet. He could not hold his breath and felt as if his lungs would burst. When his feet touched the bottom of the pool, he gathered all his strength and jumped upwards. He had a thought that the next moment he would come out of the pool, but the opposite happened. His movement upwards was slow, and when he opened his eyes, he saw water all around, which was yellowish in color. William got scared and tried to grab something, a rope, which would help him reach the edge of the pool, but he got nothing other than water. William was at a loss of a breath and tried to scream for help, but no sound came out of his mouth. His nose and eyes came out of the water, but his mouth remained in it. William waved his hands at the surface of the water for help, but he swallowed water and choked himself. He tried to pull his legs up, but they were very heavy and lifeless. He felt that something was pulling him towards the depth of the pool. He screamed, but his voice did not go out of the water. Once again, William started going down towards the bottom of the pool. William tried to save himself from drowning in the pool and, tried to grab something, but as there was water all around, he could not do so. He compares his situation to a person who sees a nightmare and fights against the dreadful dream but is unable to ward it off. William was breathless. He felt a pain in his lungs and his head felt a sensation of a beating. He was getting unconscious, but he could recollect the plan to save himself. As his feet touched the bottom, he would take a leaf and jump up to the surface in a jiffy. Then he would lie on his back, hit the strokes with his limbs, and reach to the edge of the pool to safely. William sank into the pool, and the journey downward seemed endless. He opened his eyes. There was water all around. It had a yellowish glow and could not see through it. This terrorized William. He says that his feeling cannot be explained, but it can only be understood by those who have experienced a similar situation. He was screaming in the water. He was unable to move due to the fear. His screams also froze. Only his heartbeat and beating in his head indicated that he was alive. So only these signs were there. So with which we can say that one can say that he was alive. Okay, only his heartbeat and the beating in his head. So that indicate that he was alive, not died. In between the phase of a terror, William recollected the plan that he had to take a jump as he touched the bottom of the pool. As he felt the tiles of the bottom of the pool, his feet used all the strength he had and jumped up. The effort went in vain. He was still submerged in the water. He looked around for help, for any rope, ladder, or water wing, with the help of which he could rescue himself. He could only see water all around him. It was as if a chunk of yellow water had grabbed him. The terror grew intense. It was like an electric shock that ran through the whole body. So he felt an electric shock that ran through all over his body. He trembled with a fright. He was fearful. He was frightened. So he could neither move his limbs or not call out for help. All around him, there was a yellowish water. Everywhere he had seen a yellowish water. So he was trembled and fear, a lot of fear, and he was feeling that he thought that electric shock there was to his run through all over his body. So he was feeling very different, and the situation was very tense, and he was in a very critical situation. Something strange happened, and William saw light. And at that moment, something strange happened, something different happened. And when William opened his eyes, he saw light. His eyes came out of the water His nose was almost out of it, and prior to this, his mouth was there was a water in his mouth, and even his nose was in the water. And after something happened different. After the surprising moment, William saw light and his eyes came out of the water. His nose was almost out of it. Then he started going downwards into the pool for a third time. And then he understood that he was going downwards into the pool for third time. He tried to breathe but gulp water instead. But when he was trying to breathe, but he gulped water instead. The light went out as he drowned again, and in third time there was no light and darkness was there, and everywhere water was around him. Then he stopped making efforts to save himself, and the third time, he stopped making efforts to save himself, making so he stopped his movements of legs and hands. Then he stopped making efforts to save himself. William relaxed. His legs became lifeless, and his brain experienced a blackout. And here, in this incident, in this situation, William was relaxed. His legs became lifeless, and his brain experienced a total blackout. So nothing was seen, and he was feeling so black layer everywhere. The fear ended, and he did not panic. In this situation, the fear was ended, and he was not panic. He became quiet and experience of peace. He was not afraid of drowning anymore. He felt sleepy and was tired to jump off. Felt nice to be carried in his mother's arm as he felt sleepy. William became unconscious as he drifted away towards the death. When William gained consciousness, he was lying on his stomach beside the pool and was vomiting. He heard someone scolding the boy who had pushed him into the pool. The voice said that William had almost died, and the boy replied that he was fooling with him. The voice asked the boy to carry William to the locker room. After many hours, William walked home. He felt weak and shivered. He kept on crying as he lay on the bed. He was unable to eat food. The fear kept on haunting him for many days. The incident made him physically upset. The slightest work made him feel that his knees were unable to bear his weight. He would feel like vomiting. William did not go to the swimming pool as he feared the water. He remained away from water. From that incident, the fear continued in his mind. Initially, he was trying to keep away fear of water away from him. But after the incident which happened at YMCA swimming pool, the fear again installed in his mind. So he was little furious about that incident. He was little scared about that incident, and once again he started scaring water, frightened of water. So that incident made him to be again fearful about the water. So slowly the confidence built in him was vanished. Slowly okay he was trying to gain confidence, so that lower down, that diminished, that vanished, disappeared, and once again he started feeling uh, scared of water, fearful of water. So he started avoiding to go close near to the water. Author, narrator William Douglas, he decided to remain away from water. Thank you for watching this video.